Hey, by the way, tonight's game, New York wins that outright.
You know he's on top. Million subs, he never gonna flop. Out of Chicago, where the streets don't sleep. Betting on games, making cash real deep. Crystal ball for sports, he knows the lines. He's a sports aficionado, the money he finds. From football to basketball, he's always on point. Predicting winners never disappoints. He's got that hustle, that Chicago vibe. Making moves on the streets, cash on the side. With E, you know it's always a bet. He's the king of the game, never forget.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Jim Racks. As you know, Chase and Jim are on the DL today, both feeling a little bit under the weather. So I'm here to hammer it out, give you guys what I am betting today. So let's jump right into it. The first play, we're going to do Vermont and UMBC. We're taking the under 63.5. If you just blindly bet championship games, first round unders over the last 20 years, you're looking at roughly a 1.4% ROI. But when you narrow it down just to the American East Conference, it hits at 75% of the time with a 42% ROI. From a matchup perspective, UMBC has been slightly stingy defensively. When these two teams met recently, the first half has been controlled. The first game was tied at 29-29, and the other meeting earlier in February also featured limited first half scoring. Both teams played a slower style, emphasized half-court execution, rebounding, limiting transition opportunities, which naturally caps early scoring. Offensively, neither team pushes pace. Both typically land in the mid-30s for their scoring output. With the line at 63.5, it's implying a 32 points per team. That number feels a bit inflated given the defensive identity of the programs and the league and how these matchups play out. So the first play is under 63.5 in Vermont and UMBC. Next one, we're going to Tulsa. We're taking on the money line minus 110 against Wichita State on a neutral floor. This matchup favors Tulsa. According to Haslam Metrics, Tulsa ranks at 89th away from home, while Wichita State is all the way down at 328th in a neutral or road environments. Tulsa also brings one of the better offenses in the country into the game. Rank in the top 40 of offensive efficiency, averaging 86 points per game, shoot the ball extremely well. Effective field goal percentage, 57%. Tylen Riley is a machine, a great playmaker for them coming off a huge game. The team moves the ball well, averages 15 assists per game. Plus, they do a great job of taking care of the ball. Now, Wichita State does bring a solid defense in this matchup. They rank 70th around defensive efficiency, do a good job protecting the rim and forcing turnovers, but offensively, they've been really inconsistent. They rank around 109th in offensive efficiency. We've already seen Tulsa show they can win this matchup. Earlier this season, they beat them 93-83. When Tulsa's offense is clicking and they can push the pace, they can create some mismatch. I like Tulsa coming in the season. This feels a spot where they're going to get into the AAC championship game with a chance to go dancing. So I'll take that. Next one, we're going down south. I'm going to take Houston here plus 2.5. Now, look, anytime I'm going to be able to get Houston at plus points, this is an absolute no-brainer to me. Maybe it's a trap, but when I see Calvin Sampson as an underdog, I'm always interested. Historically, 54% of the time he covers as a dog, producing 5% ROI. Houston's identity is what? Defense. They rank them among the top defensive teams in the country, allowing just 63 points per game, forcing opponents into a slow, physical half-court style. They also play at one of the slowest paces in the nation, which is key in this matchup against an explosive Arizona offense. Arizona ranks top 10 nationally in offensive efficiency, but when these teams met earlier in the season, Arizona only scored 73 points in a 73-66 win, and Houston was able to control the glass, slow down the game. Model projects the game in the low 70s, something like 72-69. Also, this is on the neutral floor. We need to remember that. I think there's going to be more of a Houston crowd there with it being played in Kansas. Arizona is coming off a physical game against Iowa State when they won at the buzzer beater. Teams that won at a buzzer beater like that, a last second shot, I tend to fade the next one between the elite defense, between Houston's defense and the value as a dog. I'm taking the Cougars here plus 2.5. Next one, we're going up to Las Vegas. We're taking the Mountain West under Utah State, San Diego State under 69.5 for the first half. Both these teams are known for their defensive identity. San Diego State has built a reputation of suffocating half-court defense, slow tempo, while Utah State brings their physical and strong rebounding team. When you got two defensive teams in a conference title games, they tend to start off very slow, very cautious. In fact, the last 7 Mountain West championship games have gone under the total. Many of those games started slowly in the first half. Looking at their head-to-head, January 31st was tied at 34. On February 25th, Utah State just scored 33 points in the first half. Both teams play methodical, prefer half-court execution. While the projected pace in the mid to high 60s possessions, two elite defensive units, realistic first half scoring range, in my eyes, has this one closer to 65 to 68 points. I have value at under 69.5. Next one, we're going down to the Conference USA. Guys, I'm going to tell you guys this. If you got back in the day, Conference USA used to be at Frisco, Texas. This was like an AAU gym. They had the screen in between. There'd be 2 games going on at once. It was absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, that's not what it's now. It's just on one court, but those were the good old days. Anyway, I regress. I'm taking Kennesaw State and Louisiana Tech under 63.5 for the first half. Again, winner goes to NCAA tournament scenario. Those games often start cautiously. Louisiana Tech has been elite defensively all season, right near the top of the country in scoring defense, holding opponents low 60s per game, play at a slow pace, rely on half-court offense, strong defensive pressure. Kennesaw State typically scores more when they're facing one of the better defensive units. We've seen that all season. Louisiana Tech has shown they can hold teams in the low to mid 30s in the half. Championship games, we often see what? Tighter rotations, more whistles and reviews, teams feeling each other out early, and slower pace. All those tends to lead to a slower pace. With Louisiana Tech's defensive style and the tournament pressure factor, I expect this somewhere near the high 50s, low 60s. I'll take under 63.5 for the first half. Lastly, we are going to the Big East. We're going to take St. John's and UConn under 66.5 for the first half. Historically speaking, Madison Square Garden has been a great spot for first half unders. Over the last 20 years, Big East tournament first half unders are hitting at 57% of the time with an 8% ROI. The last 14 championship games have gone under 11 times, hitting at 79%. When we just look at college games in general, any college game played at MSG, it hits at 58% of the time with nearly a 10% ROI. These teams split in the regular season series. One game was competitive early. The other one was completely dominated by UConn. Both showed how physical this matchup can be. UConn has a top 15 defense nationally, while St. John's brings length and pressure that forces turnovers and lowers opponents' shooting percentage. In a rivalry championship game where the stakes are high, tend to start off cautiously, emphasize defense, avoid early mistakes. Both defenses show up the way they have all season. The first half total should be somewhere around 60 to 63 points. I'll gladly take the under 63.5 for the first half. Boys and girls, there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, a little bit shorter episode. Both the boys are feeling a little bit under the weather, but the good news is we will be live tomorrow right after the NCAA bracket is released, and we'll be breaking down everything. We'll go bracket by bracket. We'll give an initial read for who we think is going to fill it out. Then make sure to check me out on the ETOF 21 Sports Show live Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Myself and David, we're going to fill out a bracket a little bit more in-depth, being game by game, share all our futures we are making and all our first round bets. And then Chase, Jim, and myself will be live every single morning. There is a game, so we'll be live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, breaking down our bets, sharing our parlays, all that good stuff. Absolutely, I am not doing a parlay today. I don't see any really big juicy dogs I like today, so not doing any round robins. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Make sure to check out the ETOF 21 Sports Show Tuesday night live at 10 p.m. and check Jim, Chase, and I out live tomorrow right after the NCAA tournament drops. Peace out, guys.